have a chance to read the newspaper today. Do we know what the cause of yesterday's power blackout in Ventnor was?
As far as I know, did you hear? I don't know.
It's an electric company problem. And what happens is that when it rains, when we have a bad storm, for some reason the water stays in the transformers and air gets in there, and it can take a week or 2 weeks for it to have an effect upon that transformer, and sometimes it just blows. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, and the electric company takes care of it. It's an accident or something.
Just seemed to take an unusually long amount of time.
What you would find interesting is that I went out to see where it was because my air conditioner had gone off at 4:30 in the morning, and it obviously woke me up. And so when I was looking around, it looked really, really dark out there. So I waited about 15 minutes and thought, gee, it's funny, they usually are able to turn it on. So we went out, and the problem that when I got there at Wissahickon and Atlantic, our fire department was there in case there would be a fire, and the electric company had arrived. That was around 4:45, 10:05, something like that. And at that point, it was unbelievable the amount of streets and homes that were affected, because when I went down to Cornwall over by the Public Works, I could see that Ventnor Heights had lights at that juncture, and so did everything from Monmouth to the Bay. But from Winchester all the way, I would say, close to Annapolis Avenue in Atlantic City, and there were some streets in Margate also, it was very dark. I mean, it was really, and our firemen who were there told me that as familiar as they are with these kinds of things, they had never seen one that took so many houses out. And our lights came on at 7:30 exactly. So they were on, and then some people told me that theirs came on at 8. So I guess it was different times when it started to come on. But I have to give the fire department again. They were out there doing what they do best, and the electric company was working very hard to establish, to get everything back on.
My experience is that it seems to take an unusually long amount of time. First of all, we have many more power failures here than I'm used to in my past. I lived in Cherry Hill for about 25 years. I have some computer equipment that monitors the power line all the time, and we would get maybe a couple of minutes a year without power, and we have many more than that here. Can we do something to encourage them to deal with this?
I mean, like, I can tell because of my clocks, they must be, it happens quickly and they restore it quickly. Yes. But this was, I don't know the reason for that. Maybe Commissioner Weintraub does, but I do know that the one we had the other day was
well, I'm aware it's not a Ventnor City issue, but maybe in talks with them, if you ever have.
Yeah, I'd be glad to try and ask them that. Sure.
Okay.
I got a call from Public Works about 20 after 4 in the morning. So as soon as it happened, within 10 minutes, they notified me, and everybody knew about it. It was just one of those massive things that happened. It's just unexplainable right now from our standpoint. But everybody was out there working. It's a bigger problem than we thought it was. That's why it took almost 4 hours, 3 hours or so to get back on.
Okay.
Someone else? Yes, sir.
Yes, when I want to go from my house to Ventnor Avenue, I go out to Portland and turn towards the corner of Portland and Ventnor, and I'm confronted with an ugly, ugly sight of that big empty lot with a big, ugly fence with water and gutters, in sunken gutters on both sides of the street. And I just feel that that's not right. We have a beautiful community here. We want things to be nice, and I think that the town ought to be able to take some sort of measures to improve that situation. Obviously, the owner can't sell it. It's been like that for 3 or 4 years. And maybe it's the time to exercise eminent domain and give us a little park there, or maybe Marcia can build another playground, but
Yeah,
it
the
just,
code enforcement is working with the owner of that lot to see if we can't get it fixed up. I do have to tell you that they are working with him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I agree with you, Sam. Sometimes, though, it takes a little longer than government sometimes doesn't work as fast as we want it to. I like everything done yesterday. Yes, Shelley.
Hi, Shelley Trevisano, 213 North Derby. In regards to the electrical outage yesterday, I was fortunate in that I had it on Ventnor Avenue at my store. However, what I did notice was there was little to no police presence at that time. When daylight came and the school buses were out, there was nobody out. We had no traffic lights. People were traveling at high amounts of speed, and there was nobody watching anything that was going on. Also, in regard to that, every business is required to have emergency lights in their business. There was one store that had emergency lights on. There was nobody looking. It's unfortunately, if this had gone on, if it happened at 1 o'clock in the morning and had gone on until 7:30, a series of things could have happened with nobody out there watching anything, with no lights inside of the stores, the restaurants. It's a requirement that we all have, and it should be working, and it should be.
I didn't see anything on any of the stores where I was, but I have to tell you that I did see a number of police cars when I was out there. I have to tell you that I did, and I felt very safe. I really did.
Well, at
They
5
were
o'clock
coming
in the
out-
morning,
yeah,
the only people that I saw was the fire department. They were out.
The
But
fire department, and I did,
Lose it
and you did see,
Can you lose it Sunday morning? Between 9 and 10. Ventnor Avenue? There was no traffic lights
we,
Sunday
just
morning, like 9
for a
o'clock.
very short period. But, the point is, the school buses are a very important thing.
Yes.
Parents are not out with the children. They're out with the smaller kids, not the bigger kids. And we have this problem with the school buses, whether we have lights or not.
I understand that. I understand.
But
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.